Boys and girls, boys and girls, boys and girls. So I'm gonna just go ahead and catch y'all up to speed on what we're doing, where I'm at. I'm at one of my favorite ponds. It's the pond where I caught my PB at 9.3 2 years ago now. And I have been here roughly, I just left to go get lunch, and I've been here since 9 o'clock this morning. Now it's 2. And I've been trying to learn how to use LivScope. My stats so far today, I haven't had the camera on, but my stats so far are I have caught 2 fish. Neither of those 2 have been using LivScope. Like, I've been staring at the screen. I just can't figure out how to cast my lure straight into the beam of the transducer. But like when I start to bring it in, then it comes into the beam slowly, but I can't see like that initial splash down into the water, which that might not be part of it. But I wanted, so the whole reason for me to tell you that is I know not everybody has it, not everybody cares about it, this, that, and the third, but more for my personal reference for like one day when I get really good at it, I'll be able to look back at this video and be like, man, I spent a week trying to learn how to use this tool that, you know, now has become pretty beneficial. Hold up, give me 1 second, let me close this gate. Like I said, like I was saying, this pond is like absolutely loaded with fish. You've seen a couple videos out here already this year, and it's one of those places you either catch, you're gonna catch 15 every time you come, regardless of how long you're here. You could be here for 10 minutes and catch 15, or you could be here for 3 hours and catch 15. So it's definitely, you know, there's fish here. My thought process behind coming here to learn how to use the LivScope is, if I know absolutely nothing about it, what better place to come than somewhere where I already know the layout, I already know where the fish are majority of the time. And I've spent, what's 9 to 12 or 9 to 1 o'clock? That's 3, 4. I spent 4 hours looking at the screen, which, I mean, that's nothing, but 4 hours and got absolutely nowhere. Like, I understand what fish look like. I know the difference between a bass and a brim or whatever. When I first got out here, my first cast, I did get bit with the LivScope. So that might have jinxed me. I did get hit. I was able to do it the first cast, but I've thrown a jerkbait, a war pig, which they absolutely do not like the lipless crankbait at all, the war pig. And I have also thrown a jerkbait. Did I say crankbait already? The only one that I've been successful with as far as like getting fish to somewhat follow is a crankbait, and I'll show y'all when I get out here on the kayak. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. I'm not able to record my screen with the unit that I have, but guys, let me be the first to tell you, this is not no cheat code or nothing like this. So I caught up on video, so this week what I'm gonna try to do is get as good with this as I can. As of right now, I don't want to promise anything, but I can pretty much guarantee you that there won't be any LivScope specific videos on the Larry Melton Jr. channel other than this one, probably this year. Y'all come on this journey with me. If you're thinking about getting it, maybe this will persuade your decision. If you're thinking about buying LivScope, I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna leave y'all alone. If you're thinking about buying it, you're gonna need to give yourself minimum probably 3 weeks. I said that on my Instagram story. It would take me 3 weeks of using it every day, 5 days a week for 3 weeks, 12 hours a day for me to probably feel comfortable with it. All right, just slapped the GoPro on day 1. We've caught 2 fish. I feel like, I don't want to say I figured anything out, but I've made some progress from 9 o'clock today to 4 o'clock, 3:49. I feel like I kind of have a little something figured out. So just got the chesty today. We're throwing this small little frit side, clicking frit side, 5 junior, small body. And look, all those dots, sorry, my camera quality isn't really going to be the greatest for showing you the screen, but we got all these little dots basically are fish. You can see my transducer in the water. I just cast in the direction of the transducer. That one lined up pretty well, and I'll see if I can't show you my lure. My lure's coming like right through there. We got 1 following it, 2 follow. Oh, got hit. So I'm not sure if y'all can see that, but I've kind of figured out how to line my cast up. Also, I've just kind of accepted that I can't really, my lure's kind of hard to see until it gets to about 30 something feet. Also, you can kind of see like the reaction of the fish. Like if it's farther out, sometimes they'll kind of swim towards it, or everybody will get kind of crump whenever it gets close. But I'm just not learning. I'm really just out here learning today. But I haven't really been able to like make any long casts and catch one far away. But it's been a whole bunch of casting out, retrieving, looking for the lure. Like I'm not looking at the water or anything today. I'm just looking for my lure. Look, I'm bringing it by one now. just went right by it. He is after it. Following. Oh, I think he might get it. No. Also, you can tell by like the returns. I've watched a few videos. People talk about like the brighter returns means that that fish is literally right in front of the transducer, like your beam's hitting them. And the softer returns, where the fish are a little bit harder to see, means that they are not right in front of your transducer like cone. But yeah, I feel like I've kind of got it now. Is just like practicing and throwing the right lure. Like I can see it. I can see my lure now, and I know when it's moving. But now it's just kind of like that practice that you can only get with repetition. And I don't know when this would really, I don't want to say I don't know when it would help, because it could be very helpful, like crappie fishing or whatever. As long as you know where the school of crappie is, you can sit over the top of them and just pick them off. But as far as like bass fishing, going to a new body of water, I feel like this would really just waste your time. Like the way that I like to fish, I want to make as many casts as I possibly can and just kind of, you know, hope for the best, strength in numbers when it comes down to casting. But I guess if you find like a pocket of like really good fish, it would help a little bit. But there we go. Another bluegill. I saw him, I didn't really see that one all the way through, but he was kind of coming up and looking at it, pecking at it a little bit.
So what do you have, how does that, well, you can tell me.
Oh, got one. While you're on the phone, I saw him come up and get it. I've caught 3 bluegill. I'm on the phone with Emma, guys. I've caught 3 bluegill, and I swear each one is a bass. I'm gonna go crappie fishing tomorrow. I feel like this is a sign. This one's kind of the size of a crappie. There we go. I wasn't even paying attention to it that time. But I know there's a whole bunch of fish over there. That's what I was casting to. I think the problem is a lot of them, like when you're casting to ones this size, that it's already probably kind of difficult for them to eat it. So I think that's part of my problem. It's like, I think it's a blessing and a curse. I'm able to make a whole bunch of casts to a whole bunch of fish. And every cast, you know, there's 5 fish that are following it, but also all the fish are this size. All right, guys, so it's been about an hour and a half since that last clip. I've thrown pretty much all the different bait sizes in this tackle box. That's why it's down here between my legs. If y'all watch the videos often, this isn't your first one. You know that normally I don't keep a box right here. They're always behind me. But we just got our first fish, literally off of LivScope. I've been sitting here, I found a whole bunch of them. Like those are all fish. I've been having to move my pole around, but I finally caught my first one just looking at the screen. All right, guys, day 2 of the LivScope journey. So this lake that I'm fishing right here, I have a little micro fishing lure. I've seen a whole bunch of big schools of bait fish. The state record green sunfish actually came out of this lake, and it stood until, I think it came out of the lake in like the 80s, and it stood until the early 2000s. All right, guys, we found the group of some type of fish. I don't know if they're bass or crappie or what they are, but got a spot lock out here on them. Dropping down again. You can see the lure. So this is a jig that Greg gave me. I'm gonna tie on one of these. Throw one with like a little small profile. Gosh, I hope these are crappie so bad just so I can send a picture to Greg. All right, I lost them all. I guess I spooked them all off. Hey, that was cool. I got hit a couple times. They could have been like shad or, you know, big gizzard shad or something like that. I'm not really sure what they were. Just the way they were sitting on the bottom, it kind of looked like a long rope crappie though. Oh, look, found them. All right, I don't know what these are, but they're not bait fish, or they are some sort of bait fish. And I haven't been able to get one to bite, and I don't want to spend my whole day trying to get one of these fish to bite. So I've had a whole bunch of fish to follow it up, but none of them actually tried to eat it. But I mean, we found a school. We were able to identify that on the LivScope, so that's a plus out of this whole situation. There we go. It's our first one. You know, oh my gosh, he's caught. I just realized I didn't bring the net. Oh, this is a good one. This is a really good first fish. He's not super big, but he's good and energetic. That's the boost I needed after sitting and staring at a screen all day. On the purple money badger, none other. Oh, he's not a bad one. All right, we're gonna have to land him. These are my least favorite landings. Anything with the treble hook, and I've got to stick my thumb in this fish's mouth. Oh, watch this. Watch. Oh, he's right there. Come here. Don't do it. I knew it. Oh, he only has one hook in him. I gotta be a man. Next time, you gotta be a man. You gotta man up and grab that fish. I'm talking to myself. Got him. Oh, next time I gotta be a man about it. I saw him, he started, you know, before they do that hard shake, they kind of do that little small one. He started to do that. I was like, Oh, let's go, let's go, let's go. Finally, first one. I was like, I know if we throw this little purple crankbait around. I feel like that purple money batter is going to be good until it's not good anymore. Like, it's going to be a good lure until it starts to warm up a little bit. They start to move up shallow. When they start to move up shallow, I'll probably put it down then. But, ooh, what a good fish. 3-pounder. Maybe I need to rub this all over the transducer, the LivScope transducer. Maybe that'll attract some fish just to come swim in front of it for me to make it a little bit easier. But hey, first one, no LivScope. Best one of the video so far. All right, finally got what we came for. See ya. That fish was crunk. That was a good fight. I really enjoyed that. All right, guys, so I'm sitting here editing this video, and I've been out for 3 days with my LivScope, and my initial plan in the beginning of this video was to do it for the full week. But after 3 days of staring at the screen, one, honestly, I'm tired of staring at it. I think the best way for me to learn is probably just going to be for like my normal fishing days. Whenever I see, you know, something on down or side scan, I can go look at it with live imaging or LivScope. But my thoughts, it's one of those things, not gonna go anywhere. It's a tool, it's here now. They're not gonna take it away. You know, makes money for fishing companies sponsor everybody, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 who cares? But me personally, I don't know. I think it's fun. Like, I think it has a place if, you know, you're going crappie fishing or you're going bass fishing, or I don't know how to feel about it. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I don't think it's going to like ruin fishing. Yeah, if you take it to, you know, little small ponds, if you have it, you're at more of an advantage than the people that are fishing the bank with, you know, just a worm and whatever. But like, there's so much more to it than just like plugging it in and catching a whole bunch of fish, which I learned that in 3 days. I feel like I'm a pretty decent angler as is. I'm not a professional, but I go often, so like just repetition, I really don't have a choice but to get good at fishing, or, you know, decent at fishing. So after using it for 3 days, I think my big takeaways are, just because you know where the fish are at doesn't mean you can catch them. I had probably more swim away and follow my lure than I had catch. I only caught maybe 4 fish in the past 3 days, and I solely fished with LivScope, except for that last bass I caught. I had more fish that would follow it and swim away than follow it, and then I would have more fish that followed it that didn't eat the lure than did eat the lure. So with that being said, those are my 2 cents about LivScope. I think it's going to be fun. I think I'm definitely going to get into some probably fun times. I'm going to keep an ultralight rod with me probably at all times, just in case you get into a big school of bluegill, crappie, whatever, bass fishing isn't going good. Who doesn't like catching a bluegill? So I think the ultralight rod is probably gonna get a lot more views on the channel just because of that. But I don't think it's gonna be, I don't think it'll be something that I'm like consistent. My transducer for LivScope probably won't even be in the water half the time unless I see something that looks interesting. My 2 cents on it, I think it's cool. It's a good product, but who cares? Do you, if you don't have it. All right, so with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. It's a little bit shorter of a video today, but I just kind of wanted to make this, one, so I have it for myself so I can look back at it and be like, man, I really sucked at that. And hopefully, you know, in a year or so when I'm fairly decent at it. And 2, just to kind of say my opinion on it, that I don't think you really need it. But also I've only used it for 3 days. So like, as of right now, I don't think it's like, oh, if you don't have it, you're done. There's no shot. So with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Something a little bit different. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to fish them hard. Also, comment down below, what do you think about it? I want to know. I think everybody has a little bit different opinion for different reasons, but let me know what you think.
Chasing the bag, I'm racing the clock. Look at them flop, watching them flop. Used to see this in my sleep. When I ain't had shit but my thoughts in the car, I really was lost. Now I'm public with the soundscapes.